And Adam Schefter is bringing us his take on some of the best storylines of this NFL offseason. Today, he takes us inside the Vikings' decision to move on from Sam Darnold and what it means for J.J. McCarthy.
Last season, one first-round rookie quarterback after another took turns lighting up the league. Rookie first-round picks Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and Bo Nix all posted QB ratings higher than the 2023 Offensive Rookie of the Year C.J. Stroud. Caleb Williams posted the league's sixth best touchdown to interception ratio.
Touchdown, Caleb Williams.
Even Michael Penix shined late in the season.
My touchdown, that's a touchdown.
But the one rookie first-round quarterback who didn't play a down, who sat out the entire season, who suffered a preseason knee injury that made him an afterthought during the regular season, was J.J. McCarthy. Now McCarthy is top of mind, front of center.
He's bigger, he's stronger. I can see just the ownership of playing quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings.
And the Vikings need him to measure up to the quarterbacks in his draft class. They need him to be as good, if not better, than Sam Darnold, who helped lead Minnesota to 14 wins last season, the second most in franchise history.
J.J. McCarthy has all the support and the right sort of mettle to be a really good quarterback.
For all the pressure that every NFL quarterback faces, there might not be one with more pressure on him this season than McCarthy. But he also has advantages that others don't. McCarthy has a great coaching staff with Kevin O'Connell and Josh McCown, and one of the league's best group of receivers led by Justin Jefferson. To that end, JJ and JJ have spent a ton of time together this offseason at OTAs, mini camps, and even attending Timberwolves games.
He's Jets, and he's, just a guy's guy. I'm here to, just conversate about, the different things that he see on the field, and I'm also there for him off the field as well.
But it quickly will go from their time to his. It's time for J.J. McCarthy to validate the Vikings' faith in him, replace Darnold, and show why he belonged in the first round with the other greats from his quarterback draft class.
Back here in studio with Mina Kimes, Andrew Hawkins, Dan Graziano. Graz, let's start with you. Last year's starter, Sam Darnold, fifth in both pass yards and passing touchdowns, the whole NFL. McCarthy recently wrapped Minnesota's offseason program. What more can you tell us about how the new QB1 looked?
Yeah, he looks the way they would expect him to look at this point in his developmental process. And that's the key thing to understand, the process. That Adam Schefter says there's nobody under more pressure, but they don't want him to focus on the pressure he's under. They want him to focus on the process. Is he ready to start right now? Probably not. Can he be the first weekend in September? The Vikings believe that he can. He's been working on detail stuff, fundamental stuff. Remember, he lost last year due to injury, so that's a year of development he didn't get, working on altering the trajectory of some of his throws. So that's been a lot of what the offseason has been like, a lot of learning, a lot of putting, the lessons into practice for J.J. McCarthy. Kevin O'Connell would have told you this time last year that Sam Darnold wasn't ready yet to be their starter, but he believed he could get him there by the first weekend in September, and he did, obviously. So they believe the same thing about J.J. McCarthy. They believe in their process. They think he'll be ready.
Hawk, I want to follow up on that point with you. We saw how it went last year, 14-3 regular season. I mean, the one seed in the NFC was in play till the final game of the regular season for the whole league, Week 18. McCarthy, I know not officially a rookie, but essentially a rookie. How confident are you that he can lead this team to a similar level of success?
I mean, that's setting the bar really high, right, when you're talking about 14-3. But I do think JJ will have a lot of success in this organization because of that infrastructure that we just saw in the piece. Everything is set up in that way. And when you look at the Minnesota Vikings, when Kirk Cousins was in there, they had that success under KOC and some of that infrastructure. Sam Darnold comes in. Nobody in this football world would have predicted what we saw from the Vikings last year with Sam Darnold, but that infrastructure helped. You talk about KOC, you talk about Josh McCown, you talk about his pass catchers. Yes, Justin Jefferson. Jordan Addison could be a number one receiver based on his ability. Hawkinson could be a number one receiver somewhere based on his ability, even though he's a tight end. So when you put all those things into play, it becomes, okay, JJ, how quickly can you take what we're talking about in the meeting room and some of the things that you witnessed last year and put them into practice with your actual experience? Because it is going to be different. Gross talked about trajectory of balls and the way that when he gets on the field, how fast he can process it. We saw a little glimpse in the preseason. I'm confident JJ will go right along with the rest of those quarterbacks I just talked about because of the infrastructure that the Minnesota Vikings have.
Yeah, Andrew, it's a great infrastructure, and it's also one that they improved this offseason. If they had a weakness, it was the interior of the offensive line, and they invested heavily in that, both in free agency and the draft. And that's going to help JJ not only in terms of pass protection, but also run blocking, which I think is something they really need to improve at this year. Not just because he's a rookie quarterback and he comes from a run-heavy offense at Michigan, but also because this offense did lack balance at times. They faced the second most too-high coverage in the NFL, unsurprising given the pass catchers Andrew just laid out, but they ran into those looks at a below-average rate. I think if they can bring that up and make defenses have to respect the run more, that is going to help JJ as well, in addition to, of course, being surrounded by so much talent in terms of the receivers and tight ends.
And they made decent commitments at 2 spots, interior offensive line, drafting Donovan Jackson, and then a 5-year contract for Will Fries coming over for just over $80 million. Vikings open the season in 77 days in Chicago. But the new
How's it going, everybody? Villa Sports Network here. Just want to thank you guys for your support on the channel. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Also want to kind of remind you to don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on the video if you like as well. But regardless of the fact, thank you again for your support, and hope to see you on the next video.